Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throw open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta's Comedy Factory Zoom-a-Loser, sponsored and popped by Depends. Why? Well, we'll tell you about that a little bit later. We have a great panel selected for you, boys and girls at home tonight. We have the very lovely Alessandra Grima coming to us from the Winter Wonderland somewhere up north. We all want to get a scarf like that. Sliding right next to her, we've got Pat McLeod, who knows more celebrities than Jimmy Fallon's agent. We have Chris Tabb, my son's favorite comedian. He tells me all the time, Chris Tabb, funniest person on the planet. And then we've got boy band sensation, Shiv Patel. Now, let's not forget your host extraordinaire, the man, the myth, the legend, John Perrotta.
I got a lot to get off my chest tonight, guys, a lot. I had prostate surgery on Friday, Chris. Prostate surgery. You don't want to do it. And one thing you don't want to do, I figured this out about noon on Friday when I woke up and I had to urinate and I looked down and there was a catheter in me. And they said, you just go in the bag. You can't go. So for 3 days, I was in intense pain. Every 20 minutes, 15 minutes, I was in incredible pain. This is the prostate episode. You do not want to have prostate surgery. Chris, have you ever had it?
What am I doing here?
You're going to give some commentary. You're going to give commentary.
Okay.
After you have prostate
Hey, lady,
surgery,
you got on the wrong bus.
Right. Hey,
After
you
you have-
never know. I could make one. I can grow one.
after you have prostate surgery, you have no choice. For the first week or so, you have to wear Depends. So here I am, 63 years old. I've made many jokes through the years about Depends. I am 63 years old with an extra large pair of Depends on. I'm excited about it, Chris. This is really a milestone in my
Come in
life.
sizes? Depends come in sizes?
Oh, they come in sizes.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
Wow.
first size I had was too tight. Yeah, my wife had a pair of Depends from when she had a problem. I put hers on, they were medium. You don't want to see John Perrotta in the medium Depends. I'll tell you
I mean, I
right now.
kind of do though.
Then I had to put, you had to put the extra large on, and then I was in good shape. What do you know about prostates, Chris? Anything?
Is it in the elbow? Where? It's so did you get a new one? Is it bionic or you got it removed?
It's a long story, but they wanted to go in. They did some tests. They said, we want to laser part of your prostate off. I didn't like the way that sounded. So I
Did
looked
someone
online.
else need it?
What's that?
Someone else need it? What?
Yeah, me.
They having trouble urinating. So they said, we're going to laser part of the prostate. I said, no, you're not. I went online. I found something called Urolift. This is where they go in, Chris. They shoot
Oh, I've
elastics.
seen the commercial. I've
Yeah,
seen
they
that
shoot
commercial.
they shoot elastics and it pulls your prostate back. And now your bladder, it opens up and you can go to the bathroom, no problem. Lots of fun, guys. I want to tell you, Alessandro, it was a blast. I had
Hold
a
on.
fun weekend.
Your choice was laser it off
Laser part of it off.
or get rubber bands.
Rubber bands. I chose the rubber bands.
Wow.
So now I'm a human elastic.
I was gonna say,
Talk about-
but like, so now you're peeing like pretty awesomely, is what you're saying.
Well, not yet. It takes about 2 to 4 weeks to recover.
Oh,
he-
The
He
elastics
is
have
gonna
to
be-
settle. The elastics have to settle in. It takes 2 to 4 weeks to recover. I should be out of the pens hopefully in a week or two.
rubber
So-
band.
Yeah.
man.
We're gonna see John Perrotta writing in cursive in the snow. Kill it. He's gonna
Been
be killing
brutal.
it.
It's not
been-
even a stream. It's a stamp. It's just one shot and there's a word.
The only bright spot of the whole weekend was my good friend Mike Cronin. The doorbell rings Sunday at 2:00. Tomaselli's in Cranston, Italian restaurant. He had a giant thing of pasta and a foil thing of pasta, giant foil thing of meatballs, and we're still eating it. I want to thank
That sounds
my good
awesome.
friend Mike Cronin for being a great friend and sending over the pasta and meatballs.
Aw.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I was
I
eating
gotta
it.
tell you, if I were you and my doctor ran those options by me, I would have said, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Eurolift. I have Uber and I have Lyft. I don't plan on leaving the country. I'm staying right here. Eurolift. I don't need that.
I should
Well,
have thought of that. That's
my
a good
doctor
one,
told
Mike.
me years ago, you know what your problem is, Mike? You have diverticulitis. I jumped off that table. I said, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Want to know why? Because I didn't even go to the beach last summer, let alone go
Yep.
diving.
I was waiting for it.
I did that joke. The doctor that told me that I had diverticulitis, I made a joke about it right there when she did it, and her staff started laughing. So she said, when do you have a show? I said, I've got a show coming up within a couple of weeks. So I said, if you definitely go to this show, I'll talk about you without mentioning your name, and I'll tie the whole thing around. And I did about maybe 10 minutes about my visit to the doctor there. And I was very concerned about doing that joke because I was going to close on it because it's like a thinking man's joke. So when I got to that punchline of like, no, you're wrong, and I'm very animated. So I went up. Our church has like 2 or 3 steps to the top altar. So I spun around and went, no, you're wrong. And I got up to the top and I said, I didn't even go to the beach last summer, let alone diving. And I'm like, please, Jesus, let them get this joke. And man, they all got it. They all got it. I was like, yippee-yay, they understand a thinking man's joke.
Mike, speaking of lift, Saturday night I got taken to Miriam Hospital because I had a high fever. Wound up with an infection in this thing, Chris. Alessandro, Sid,
Prostate.
I get out of the hospital. They let me go. They drug me up with Dilaudid, whatever it is. What's it called?
That's powerful
Dilantin.
stuff.
Yeah, they gave me a shot of this stuff that shot me to the moon. Then they said, "Oh, you got a disinfection. We're going to give you antibiotics." They walked me to the door. Now I took a rescue there. I got no car, no cash in my wallet. I'm not thinking I got to take a. I go to Uber, no cars available. I go to Lyft, no cars available. I got these scrubs on, the hospital pants that don't fit me. I'm trying to hold them up. They're gonna drop to my knees. Right. So now I got to call a cab. I call the guy up. He says, "You got money?" I said, "I got money at home." I said, "As soon as we get home, you come to my house." I said, "I'm cool." I said, "I'll pay you. I'll give you a tip. Just take me home. You don't have any money, I'm not coming." I said,
Gotta be
"Buddy,
kidding me.
I'm in a pair of scrubs. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You gotta come get me." So I talked him into it. He came and got me. I gave him a tip. Cost me
Rhode
almost
Island.
I would
40
have come and
bucks.
got you,
Yeah.
It cost me almost 40 bucks to go from Miriam Hospital to my house.
John. And I would have come and got. Anytime you have a prostate problem, you just give me a call.
So I gotta write that down. Prostate rides, Alessandro.
Mike can come with me. We got this. We're prostate team.
But will you make that face you made earlier? Will you make the face you made earlier when he told you about it? Make the face for us again.
I don't know what I did.
You did a grossed out cute face like a 4-year-old would do.
I don't know. It has to come organically because he's always pointing out to me the faces I make, but I'm not. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not just watching myself this whole time. So you're just gonna have to tell me when I do it.
We gotta go over to Pat McLeod because
John,
my man
first-
Pat McLeod. What do you got, Pat?
Are you wearing the pens tonight?
Yes.
That's the.
Yes. That's
I don't
another
know.
story. I got addicted to Amazon about 2 weeks ago. I never got into Amazon Prime. I went on that. Now all of a sudden I'm ordering CDs, portable heaters.
Thank you.
If you're ordering CDs, you might be on Columbia Records.
Hey,
That's
brother,
right, Chris.
I
That's
got a
right,
CD
man.
player in my car, Chris, and a
Me
CD
too.
player downstairs. I got a
Check the
CD,
link.
man. Hey, I'm old school, brother. I'm old.
I still
school.
buy
I
CDs.
mean, you're right at about the 2000s right now, maybe late 90s. So you're coming around the mountain.
He's a sick bastard, that Chris Dab.
You're
You're a
coming
sick
around
man.
the mountain. Listen. By 2035, you're going to discover this thing called Bluetooth, and your phone and your mind is going to be blown, brother.
One night I'm with Mike Murray. We're on our way to a gig. He stops and the rest of he goes in the store. He comes out. He has this wire. I'm looking at him. He plugs it into my car, plugs it into my phone. All of a sudden, he puts the phone. I could hear the phone in my car. I couldn't believe it. I was like stunned. I was like, they got this? I had no idea. I'm technologically illiterate. I have no idea.
And for those of you watching at home, a deaf person introduced him to this wire.
Yeah, right. Exactly, Chris. Exactly.
Yep.
Chris, I don't know if you know this story, Chris. When I had people at Comedy Stop, I'm booking Johnny P. So I got him on the phone. I said, dude, send me your headshot. All right, bad boy, what's your address? So I give him my email. He goes, no. What's your address to where I mail it to? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You don't mail it to me. You're gonna just send me a picture, a JPEG. Bad boy, I don't do any of that stuff. So I said, don't worry about it. So I go online, find a nice picture. I get all the promo stuff done. Chris, like 3 days later, I get an 8x10 manila envelope in the mail with John Perrotta's headshot.
That's how I do things, brother.
That's beautiful.
Not anymore. Now I got guys that send my headshots. I can't do it.
I will never forget that.
You thought that was cute, huh?
It
They
was
know they-
hilarious.
They those 8x10s to hang in Chinese restaurants all over the nation.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wall of
yes.
Fame.
I got two
That's the
Chinese
only thing
restaurants
it
I
was
booked.
missing was the signature.
They're only doing takeout. They're not even open. We can't do the show, Chris. They're only doing takeout. I went
Do
and
it
met
in the-
with one of my guys a couple of weeks ago, sat with him, not ready to come back yet.
You got the setup. We'll do it in the parking lot. We're
We might
fine.
have to do it as they get their orders.
Whatever
Pat
it takes.
McLeod. We always have Pat McLeod on because he's met a million celebrities. What do you got in your bag of tricks tonight, Pat? Who did you meet? You can tell us about.
Let's see. I have like a little list here. Sorry if I repeat myself.
Well,
I'm
that's okay.
if so, Mike can, if he's heard it before. Did I mention Rich Little last time? I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah. You met Rich Little, and where'd you meet him?
In Las Vegas the night before my wife and I got married. We went to go see him at the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana.
I love.
And you still got married?
Yeah. Chris, long time, man.
I know, but that's the kind of thing you meet Rich Little is like, you know what? This whole marriage thing, you know what I mean? I just met Rich Little. Come on.
Yeah, I did it 3 times. I think marriage is a great. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for about a week. It's the next 20 years that'll kill you. They'll kill you. Sid Patel, what's going on in your world, brother?
Doing well, not married yet. But maybe one day, it's I did nothing.
Pace yourself.
I'm looking forward to my first prostate exam. I don't know I know what it entails, but I've only seen like the Family Guy episode
Oh no.
where they put and so Peter gets freaked out. So that's my frame of reference. That's not a good frame of reference, but I have a feeling it'll feel interesting.
I got
let me tell
a
you,
urologist for you.
Hold on, shit. I don't know you, and I don't know how old you are, but if at your age someone offers to give you a prostate exam, pull up your pants and leave. You're in the wrong office, bro. You gotta.
You're about to have the best night.
So you gotta weigh that out. This is either medical or acid induced, but I'm not gonna be getting. You're not gonna get your results once it's over. Okay? I'm telling you that.
I got the
It's been a
perfect.
while to go for prostate, bro.
I got a prostate. I got a urologist, perfect doctor, Chris. He tells you everything's gonna be fine. It'll be like nothing. All weekend, I felt like I was in psycho. I was like out of my mind all weekend. So I got to see him.
But at our age, John, at our age, when we walk in and someone tells you to take your pants down, you just do it because it's just part of the package. Mike knows what I'm talking about.
That's been part of my problem my whole life, Chris. I just done it.
Listen, the other 3 people on here have a completely different experience at the doctor than we do.
I mean, I hope so.
Completely different exam.
That's how you can
Alessandro,
tell
what
how old
is your
someone
take
is.
on all of this, Alessandro?
On prostate exams or
On
just the
anything,
prostate in
whatever,
general?
on the scarf.
I mean,
or
well,
whatever.
I used to work at sex toy shops, so like I'm coming from that end where I'm like, yeah, check out your prostates, guys. You can do it yourself.
Lot of exams coming out of that spot. A lot of exams.
Could be the best night. It could be the best night.
I'll tell you this though, working in a sex toy shop, those sex toys, they help you discover your health. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if things don't go right, you go, oh, you should go get checked, man. Because this
A lot
should
of
go
people,
right in.
but honestly, like it's just about knowing your body.
Exactly.
So when you're like really intimate with it, you notice when things are feeling off.
I know
Better.
my
Get that
body.
checked.
I know my body. It's shot.
This shouldn't slide in this easy. You should go get checked, bro. Something's off with this. Something's off. Feels
Chris-
a little tight. Feels a little tight. You better go get checked, man. This ain't right.
Chris, you should come March 11th when I go see my doctor. I want you to talk to him for me.
Listen, if both of us are in the room with your physician, it's really not a good day. It's really not a good day. Both of us sitting on the edge of the bed, swinging our feet with the backwards Johnny on. That's
You
not
know-
a good look, bro.
You know what they should have did during this pandemic? Comics are looking for stage time. How about in the examiner room, have like Pat McLeod there with a mic, and the patient comes in a Johnny, Pat's telling jokes. The doctor comes in and he keeps telling jokes. I think it might work. It might be something.
The problem is you have to have insurance to get in, and most comics are independently employed, so
You can't even get in the examiner room.
can't even get in. They're not seeing you unless you got your card.
John,
Rona, what do you
can't
say
get a
to
ride
this?
home.
What's that, Alessandra?
I was like, you can't even get a ride home. Everything's going up.
3 o'clock in the morning, I got scrubs on. They're all ripped up. I got a bag strapped to the scrub, and I'm walking around Providence. One guy rode by. He thought I was I don't know what he thought I was. He wanted, you know what I mean? I said, no, not tonight, buddy.
Not tonight.
Corona, what are you going to say?
Dude, I can't believe that happened to you. Here you are, abandoned, left in scrubs at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why didn't you
Walk to the door. Walk to the door.
Walk into the door.
Have a nice night.
What is
I'm
it?
the
A
lot.
tour, like,
I'm
like
at the
a
lot.
Newport museum? I can't believe that they just kicked you to the curb like that, bro.
I was outside. I was like
my God.
Outside.
with scrubs with no belt. So I was trying to hold them up and trying to talk on the phone to a cab guy. My scrubs, if they fall, I got nothing.
And you didn't do a follow-up call tomorrow to like their customer service department to just like, find out how
Listen.
did that happen to me?
They did one CAT scan on me of all my organs. Believe it or not, this doctor did everything. He did a CAT scan. He said, you have no masses anywhere on any of your organs. So you know what? It was worth it for me to find that out. I'll stand out there half naked to find that out. I was happy. I
But
was a
didn't they
happy
say
guy. I
to
was
you,
on
how you gonna
Delata.
get- How you going to get home?
I was on Delata, Mike. I was found out I had no cancer, and I'm waiting for a cab. I was a happy guy.
Aw,
And
that was poetry.
I find it amazing in the last 100 years or so, the Johnny has not evolved one iota. It's the same thin blue piece of cloth that thing has been embarrassing people since we've been children. Nothing. Can't get an upgrade. Can't get it to button in the front. Nothing. Really
Nothing.
on the Johnny. Nothing. And
I mean,
all,
it's only embarrassing if you don't like showing your ass. So
exactly. All of us have had one on. Has
I'm
anyone
okay.
ever had one that ever fit?
no.
When they look at me, they walk away. They come back like 3 days later. Here's one. I'm like 300-pound Italian guy. Where they gonna get a Johnny for me?
I want a piece. I want a piece of the Johnny company because they're making money hand over fist. They don't have to change the design, not one bit, man. It's some little lady in a corner in France making Johnnies since 1926, man. Just sending out crates of Johnnies everywhere on the planet. Doesn't matter what hospital you go to, what state, what country, anything. Same Johnny. Unbelievable.
It's crazy, Chris.
Now,
I want to know
any of you?
what
Go
the
ahead, Chris.
competition is in the Johnny game.
Well, here's the competition. About a year and a half ago, I had some medical issues and I spent a lot of time at Fatima, Rhode Island, imaging and whatnot. I was at these places so many times, I think they thought I was an intern. So there are perks once you get to be known in there. So now I'm at Fatima I'm telling you, man, I was at Fatima. They knew me. I mean, they definitely knew me. So I got to tell us a funny story about that after this one. So when you get there, so the nurse comes in. Hey, Meg, how you doing today? I'm doing all right. You know, same old stuff. Hey, you want some hot blankets out of the dryer? Hot blankets out of the dryer? What's that about?
Ooh. Woo.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Comes back with another pillow in these toasty warm hot blankets right out of the dryer. Tucks me all into them, gets the TV set for me, gives me the remote. Man, I fell asleep. I fell right asleep. I'm talking, this is like, wow, I'm in a hospital, but man, this is hooked up. So another time I went to Fatima and I'm having my knee looked at. So the nurse says, hey, you're a comedian, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I am. She goes, I've seen you before. You're really funny. So then the doctor goes to like manipulate my knee. Can I tell you people, the pain was so bad. They had to peel me off the ceiling. So now I've got to act manly. So I make a joke and I said, I thought you people liked me. It hurt so bad. I was about to cry. But later on, the toasty warm blankets make it all feel better. Yeah.
They gave me no toasty blankets. They gave me nothing but a shot of Dilaudid and a Rip Johnny and Rip Scrubs.
I will never go to that hospital. What
That's it.
hospital was this?
Miriam.
Miriam Hospital.
I
Miriam?
hate Miriam.
Yeah,
I never have a good time there.
And I felt like
Holy
Fabio
Toledo.
50 years later. I mean, I was a mess out there, Chris. I was
I'll tell you
I was
right
a
now,
streetwalker.
You
I was
better
a
not
streetwalker.
you better not expect them to be a sponsor of this podcast.
I know, Chris, right?
They did
I
it.
know.
I gotta say,
Them.
they did a great job for me. They checked everything. The only thing was that I didn't like, they dumped me outside. Other than that, they wheeled me and dumped me outside. See you later. Into the cold.
What I can't
That's it.
get over is, you know, a gazillion comics that would come and get you. Why didn't you reach
Mike.
out?
I'm on Dilaudid. I'm out of my mind, high as a kite. I got ripped Johnnies and Scrubs on. I don't know who to call it. I don't know what I'm trying to hold myself. My pants are falling. Who am I going to call? Chris Dab? Hey, Chris, I'm over here on the corner with a ripped Johnny. He's going to say you're nuts.
Chris would have came just for the opportunity to write new material.
Listen, you expect him to find numbers in his phone, and he just got the wire to have his phone play through his
Yeah,
car.
well, he doesn't have numbers in his phone.
That
He
was
keeps
an
them all in his
enlightening
head.
There
night,
you go.
Chris. When that happened, that blew my mind. He plugged it in, plugged it on my phone. All of a sudden, I said, wow, this is cool. Then he had the other thing where all of a sudden the phone rings in your car. I don't want that. I don't want any crazy ex-girls calling me while I'm driving down the street. I don't want that. I don't want no calls coming in my car. I'm sorry.
That is hilarious.
You get calls in your car, Chris?
You know, I it depends on who's in the car with me. So I know when to have it turned on and when not to have it turned on. But you know, I'm in the car a lot. I actually do use my phone for music in the car. So I turn that function off because I don't want my music interrupted by somebody calling me. And
I haven't got to that yet. You're gonna have to show me how to do the music, Chris.
All about road trips, bro.
Sip
That
Patel,
would
he's
make
gonna
a
take us
great
all for an Indian
documentary.
dinner. When this is all over, the pandemic, Sib's taking me for an Indian dinner. You guys are all invited. Gonna turn me on to some Indian food. You ever get into
Oh,
that?
it's so
you guys?
good.
Good stuff.
Yes.
I
was in India last year.
I hope I can use
Oh,
you
wow.
guys as as some sort of liaison into that world, because I keep telling myself every year during my birthday, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to introduce new foods. I'm going to try new, because I've been eating the same food since I've been 7. So
Oh my God.
Me too.
I'm easy to feed if I ever come over. But Shiv, if you have a genuinely Indian diet and we went to hang out, we probably wouldn't be friends after, after hanging out, because I need, you know what it is? I need to know like all the ingredients. I need to know everything in here. I'm not one of those, just try it. It's delicious. I can't buy that. I can't buy that. What is in here? Down to every spice. Let's go. List them.
You're crazy, Chris.
I need all the ingredients.
Now you sound like a fun date.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a lot of conversation in water. I could tell you that.
See, that's where I went
But,
wrong in
yeah.
the marriages, Chris. I should have learned all the ingredients before I get into it.
Listen, man. Never on a date say we should just go grab something to eat, because you can find out a lot about somebody, and it might be too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Like, damn, you like ghost pepper wings? Like those are like make you cry. I don't. Why would you do that?
Chris, do you fancy yourself a foodie?
Whoo! If it's, I mean, fried chicken and macaroni, if you consider that a foodie, I'll, yeah, sure, why not?
For
But-
Christmas, I got one of my pastors this book, The Rise, Black Cooks in the Soul of American Food by Marcus Samuelson. He is loving that book.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds like something I could do, because usually in African American cuisine, it's the same 8 ingredients. So there's not going to be, I mean, it's not going to get too wild. I mean, if somebody introduces cumin, then we got to talk. But besides that,
there you go.
everything else,
Yeah.
you know, let's go with it. I get it.
I found out about this every Sunday. I watch CBS Sunday News with Jane Pauley, and then my girl Margaret Brennan with Face the Nation. So now CBS News Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley, they always have segments. So they had this segment on with Marcus Samuelson, maybe about a 9-minute segment or so, and he took us through the history of soul food and how many people don't realize soul food is tied into practically everything we eat in America today.
Yeah, man.
And the book was like riveting. I said, man, I got to get this for Pastor West. So I hooked up Pastor West with that was his Christmas present.
So Shiv, I would get busy on some soul food Indian grub, bro. You gotta make
Yeah.
that jump.
Yeah, I can make it. I can't make it. I can tell. I can.
Whoa. You can make it. You can't make it. What's going on over there, Chef?
I can. Well, no, I think, you know, my mom makes some great dishes of Indian food. She's a great chef. So maybe I can talk to her about it.
So you don't cook.
Well, I try.
So we're gonna be broke. We're gonna be so broke.
What's your specialty dish? What's your specialty dish?
Oh boy, it's very not that much. I like to have. I'm vegetarian. I like to have veggie burgers.
Oh my God.
I do a veggie
man.
burger. Hold on, wait. I put avocado on top of it.
Oh.
Dude.
Oh my God. Why didn't you say so? Now we're talking.
When you said a veggie burger, my whole bachelorism here in my whole man cave just shook. Just actually shook. My stove was like, wait, what? How can you have a veggie burger?
I don't mind them.
I'm offended. I'm offended that they use the word burger in it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a veggie patty. I mean, stop with the burger. That's not a burger.
Well, nowadays they have like the Beyond Burger. Those are like thicker. Like if you go to like a vegan restaurant, like it
They're
actually
yummy.
has the texture of it. But
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if you go out with a chick and you say, hey, you want a burger? And she says, yeah, I could go for a burger. And you bring some like mashed together vegetables and like serve it up on wheat bread, you're gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna get punched in the face. Want a
Shiv,
burger?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Shiv, if you did a cross-country tour with Chris Tabb and John Perrotta, I guarantee you they're gonna leave you behind at 11 diners. They're gonna be like, just leave them. We don't know them.
I never had a veggie burger. Never.
Pat, what is your go-to meal, bro? What is it? You bring it. Yeah, if it's you, first anniversary with wife, you got to make the meal. What's your go-to?
My wife does all the cooking, and I
What's
lost 35 pounds doing Weight Watchers, and she's lost over 40.
Oh
So
my
she does
God.
all like the cooking. And
This guy.
I just
with the
show up.
Veggies, and now
She
him
making
with the weight
veggie burgers
loss.
too?
no, we're just making salads and chili too. We're dieting on chili.
Really?
Oh, is it meat in it?
Yeah, turkey chili.
Turkey chili.
I think there's vegan chili too.
This is
Chris.
the wrong panel for us to be having a foodie conversation.
Hey, why don't you throw some guacamole in it?
Yeah,
Guacamole.
Who else did you meet, Pat? Pat met a million celebrities, you guys. Who else did you meet, Pat? I gotta
Don't
get
tell
into
us Emerald Lagasse because we're not going to believe you.
No. First time I was in LA, I got to do a store in the belly room, and I'm walking
Wow.
down Sunset and
Huge.
thanks, Chris, coming from you, man.
That's
Um,
huge.
And Ron
That's like
Jeremy's
one step
sitting-
from Jesus.
Yeah. Ron Jeremy's sitting down at the
Ron
ranch place there, and the hedgehog, and and I go past him, and I'm like, oh, that's Ron Jeremy. And I'm like, if he's still there, I'll ask him. I'll bug him. And then I came back, and he waved to me, and I said, oh shit, now I got to tell him. I said, oh, my name's Pat McLeod. I'm a comic from Boston. And he said, hey, do you know Lenny Clark? No shit. And he's like, oh, does he still have that place up on Route 1? The pizza place? I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Small world. And
Ron,
then I saw
Ron
him again a few
Jeremy.
years later. Yeah. I saw him a
the
few
last
years
time I
later when
saw
he
Ron,
left Boston.
last time I saw Ron Jeremy, they put out that video of him on the wrecking ball doing Miley Cyrus'
Oh, yeah,
song.
yeah.
Did you see that, Chris? You guys?
We gotta make sure everybody here knows who Ron Jeremy is.
Yeah.
No hits. We're gonna go around the room. We're
Didn't
gonna
he
go
just
around
get,
the room. Hold on. Alexandra, who is Ron Jeremy?
Alessandra. Ron Jeremy is a porn star.
Okay, good guess.
And didn't he just get arrested? For
Oh, shit, yeah.
Way to bring it down. Way to bring
I
it down.
mean,
Nice. Way to
how
bring
did
it
we
down.
not mention it?
Way to bring it down. Let Pat live his life, please.
I'm just saying.
You just ruined that whole thing for Shiv. Yeah, he was all excited that Pat
He was
met a
excited?
porn star, and then you had to throw in the goddamn Me Too movement and say he got arrested. Damn it.
Well, yeah.
If Perrotta dropped his
That's why I'm here.
Perrotta dropped his pants, him and Ron Jeremy could be in the same cell.
He's probably got a large prostate too by now. Right?
Probably.
Shiv, do you
Shiv,
know who
you're-
Ron Jeremy is?
Wait, you're saying mine's large? Ron Jeremy. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait, yeah, my
Without Googling him.
I've heard he's yeah, I think back in high school I heard he was a you
You
know,
can't say it.
Now, Shiv, in India, are there porn stars? You got some porn stars out there too?
No, wait a minute. Understand the question. He didn't say, is there porn? He said, are there porn stars? There's a difference. There's a difference.
I'm sure there are. I don't know any.
How is
You
that
know
even
any?
possible? How is that possible?
There has to be, right?
There has to be.
Yeah.
I would think.
Somebody in India has to be the Michael Jordan of porn.
Right.
Somebody.
Right. I can figure it out and get back to you.
Oh my
You
God.
could be that person.
I can get back to
Yeah, it could be him.
you.
You guys are nuts, man.
Listen,
Cronin, the
Listen.
show's off the rails.
Shiv,
Right
drop-
off the rails, man. It did. I'll tell you what. We're talking on that topic. Pastor Mike's first book, Pen Your Pain into Parables, which is a remarkable book.
talk about flipping it.
354 strippers
He's going
ordered
from
that
porn to
book.
what? 300 what?
354 strippers ordered Pastor Mike's book, Pen Your Pain into Parables. And the reason why,
Can I get that email
they-
list?
dude, the reason why they ordered that book is because that business absolutely it just demoralizes them. It crushes them. It destroys them. It crushes them to
This
death.
isn't 60 minutes, Mike.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you.
Now,
I'm just
hold
telling
on
you.
a minute.
I
Hold
feel like
on
tick,
a
tick, tick, tick,
minute.
tick, tick, tick.
We've
I
got to
think
have
we're on
the other
60
side
minutes
of this.
now.
Yeah. What,
Yeah.
what do you mean it's I mean, I know strippers. Do any of you know strippers?
Not personally, but
I
I know
worked.
of them.
I worked. Let me take the floor for a minute. I worked at Bally Total Fitness for 12 years, and
Go
during
down
that
a wrong
run,
path here. I can tell, Chris.
the heyday of the bad boy of comedy, I knew more strippers in the old saying, "Cotter's nose pills," and I can tell you this: strippers. My friend was doing a documentary on dances, and she said to me, "You know a lot of dances. What do you think?" I said, "If you can
Let's go
get
back
them
to
to
Ron Jeremy.
if they can get you to open up and talk about their pain, about what they really go through, what it's like to take that A
What
stage,
about what I went
how
through
they're
this weekend?
how they're put into prostitution, how they develop drug habits, how their life is absolutely ruined, how they
Right.
need Jesus Christ into their life. That's your story right there.
This is the Comedy Factory Comedy Chat.
I don't know a
We've
happy
gone off
stripper.
rail now.
I don't know a happy stripper.
I mean,
don't
I
think
feel
about it,
bad
man.
for these strippers, Mike, but we don't want to go into a documentary, you know.
I
He said he
interviewed a
doesn't know a happy stripper. Well, how much are you tipping, bro?
I'm telling you,
mean,
man.
you gotta-
I'm not going to mention
Wow.
this girl's name because I don't know if she'd ever watched this show or not. But there was a girl that danced at the Foxy Lady, and I'm going back like years ago when Shooters was open. Shooters down in India Point. That was the trendy place to go. And I can remember when this girl would come in, the place would stop. Oh, it's so and so from the lady, and everyone would just be fawning all over her. Handful of years later, she comes to me for a job interview at Bally's, crying from the depths of her soul. Mike, I lost my kids. I became a drug addict. I had to go into prostitution to feed that drug addict. I need
Chris?
help.
Help me, Chris.
Can we talk about winning? Can we talk about the winning strippers for a minute? I mean,
There's
because
no
there-
winning
Wait a
strippers,
minute.
bro.
Alessandra knows some
there's
strippers.
a group
Yeah,
out
I
there
do.
that is winning right now and knows
I
how
mean,
to parlay it.
The strippers I
Alessandro.
know, some work at Foxy, but like they're pole dancing teachers. They have their own studio. You know, they're fine.
Are they all right?
Like they're like acrobats. They're really fit. They like to work out.
So
Acrobats.
it's not all a
Yeah.
miserable life. We could say
Yeah.
the same about
Different.
comedy.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right. Yeah, you could say that about any profession.
Some comedians are super happy, and then some of them end up working at Bally's gym. It happens everywhere. That's the way the business works.
I can only speak from my personal
Right.
front row
Of
seat,
course.
and I knew a ton of them. I knew so many of them, and I was tight with them. And the reason why I was tight with them is because they knew I came meaning no ill will.
My
You
question
should have
is,
opened
I've
the
known
club.
you for
You should have
30
opened the
years.
club, Mike. You should have
I've
opened
known
the
this
club.
guy for 30 years, Chris. You know what I mean, brother? 30 years I knew you. I never hung with you when you knew all these strippers. So I missed that segment. We might have made them happy, Mike.
I don't know, man.
I
Listen,
mean, if you have money in
he's
your
known
pocket, then
he's
yeah.
known you for 30 years and you've done thousands of shows together. And you're only suggesting breakfast after the shows. Damn it, you were holding out on him.
Mike, I didn't know you knew all these strippers.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't remember that. I got
And then-
dementia coming on. I don't remember
I
that.
didn't know. I did not know.
Shiv, you have homework. You need to find
Shiv,
out who the number
you
one,
were
the number one
probably
porn
2
star
years
in
old that
India.
shift.
You need to know who the number one porn star in India is and the number one stripper in India. Get on it.
Yes.
This show is bananas. Alessandra, what happened?
I don't know.
Hold on. To close out the strippers, in closing, I mean, there has to be strippers in India. There have to be strippers in
Yeah,
India,
there must
correct?
be.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But do they strip? Like, are they able to remove the burqa, the headgear?
Well, not all of them wear that, so I would think, yeah.
Yes, not all of them wear that. That's correct.
Never was into strippers, but I did go to the combat zone. when I was
You
like
didn't go to the right
14,
places. You didn't go to the right
14 years
places,
old,
Johnny.
Chris. Me and my buddy walk in this strip joint. We don't know what's going on. We sit at the bar. Guy puts a soda in front of the girl, tells us $10. I look over. I don't want to get into the details, but there was a girl smoking a cigar, and she wasn't smoking. She was smoking a cigar. I'm looking. I said, "What the hell's going on here?"
Did you
I
say,
was 14
did
years
you say
old,
you were
Chris.
14? Did you say you were 14?
Yeah, she was smoking a cigar on stage.
If a strip club is letting in a 14-year-old, it's a shitty strip club.
I was a big kid,
like
Chris.
forever,
I was
though.
a big kid, and I had an
Yeah.
enlarged prostate.
That's
He
a
looks the same.
horrible strip club.
The
I'm
combat zone.
leaving. If I'm a patron, I'm leaving. Why is there a kid in here? This is
I was
terrible.
a big kid. I was a big kid.
There's a daycare in the back. This place is horrible. I'm leaving.
You're right. They should have threw me out. What do you make of that, Mike? 14 years old in a strip club. This is why I turned out like this.
Well, you're a big kid. That's why. They can't tell. Those places have dim lights. They're not thinking about your about your salvation or the purity of your heart. They're thinking about your $2 and pumping you full of
And your prostate.
Budweiser so that you'll be throwing some money on the stage.
Mm.
Here's the question. Are strippers essential workers?
Well, technically, because they serve food, yes.
There you go.
Right? Right?
Write that down. That's for the homework. Write that down.
Pat McLeod, give us another celebrity you met.
Actually, that same week that I met Ron
You
Jeremy, I
started this.
got to go to a party at the Comedy Store with Pauly Shore when he had his
Oh, yeah.
documentary. It was like the same week I met Ron Jeremy out there.
This guy's met more celebrities. I know
Well,
Chris Tabb. That's it.
I'm gonna say this. It depends on what year you met Pauly Shore for him to qualify as a celebrity. And no shade to Pauly Shore, but a lot of years he wrote it as Mitzi's son. So are we considering him a celebrity at that point? I consider his MTV years and what was it? House Guest? What was it? He made the movie like
Encino Man is like the shit,
Yeah.
though.
Yes. So I'll say
If
If
he
you walked
wasn't,
up-
if
Pauly Shore.
in my humble opinion, if he were not Mitzi Shore's son, he would have been asking us all, "Would you like fries with that?"
Very possible.
or working at Bally's.
Or working at Bally's. And I saw him. I think I don't know if it was with Joe Rogan, but I saw him recently on a podcast, video podcast, and all he did was whine and complain and whine and complain
About what?
about how he should have had this, how he should have had that. He did this first. This happened to him. This took him out of the game. I mean,
In all fairness, his existence, I can only imagine. Well, I'm thinking of it from a comic perspective. I mean, you're literally sitting on the sidelines while the biggest comedic stars ever are performing whatever 50 feet from you, and you're just watching that. It's kind of you'd kind of have to have some arrogance to say, I can do that. I can
yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
do that.
you got to be. What I say to that, Chris, is you've got to be humble enough to know that God didn't equip you. I can remember when Richard Pryor's son, who looked just like Richard Pryor, rolled out at the Apollo in Steve Harvey's show, and he face planted. The kid just did not have it. You've got different gifts, but guess what? Being a stand-up is not one of them. And
yeah, I actually saw that, and I said he would have been better off not coming out as Richard Pryor's son.
Yeah.
He should have went under like a pen name or something and just, got his chops first, because the pressure was already there. He's LeBron coming out of high school. It's you're already putting pressure on yourself that in stand up, it's not going to work, because you show up at an open mic and people are expecting you to murder.
Right. Exactly right.
We only have 5 minutes here, bro. We all got 5 minutes. I think that's one of the things I like about stand-up is it will prove your mortality. It will prove from Jerry Seinfeld down to me. You know what I mean? There's a certain something you have to do it. There's no magic formula here. You either got it or you don't. If you guys all saw the movie Comedian, when Jerry did that, it was sort of like a documentary thing, and with Orny Adams and everything. It was amazing that even an open micer could have connected with that movie, because it didn't matter that Jerry Seinfeld was the biggest comedian in the world. He was still backstage going over his notes, nervous about his time, wanting to get jokes. That's what it is. It never goes away. It never goes away.
Right. And they also got
cheated. You probably get to cheat it a little bit when the celebrity takes over. And I've seen guys like maybe their first 15 or 20 minutes is just because it's so-and-so from the movie or whatever. Because as comics, you're looking at it different. Like, you know, he's, you know, they all paid $75 a ticket. So they're just kind of giving it to him. But 15 minutes in, bro, you got to, come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. You got to have it. You got to have it. There's no way to cheat it. That's why I feel like there's no hookups in comedy. There's no hookup. Like if I knew Chris Rock and tomorrow Chris Rock said, I'm going to get you your own Netflix special, I'm going to embarrass Chris Rock. I mean, I'd like to think I'm ready for a Netflix special, but if he drops me in a theater in front of 3,000 people, I'm going to give it my best. But you know what I mean? I was either ready or I wasn't. But for Chris to like snap me and put me in that moment, I can't promise you it's going to be magic, bro.
See, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I think that if they dropped you a Netflix special, you'd crush it because you have the chops.
Yeah.
You have your sea legs. You're there. Just like John. John headlines at the Friars Club and blew the roof off the place.
I wouldn't be able to do 3 minutes in a Netflix special.
But the point that I'm making is
crazy.
What Chris is saying is true. Your work stands on its merit in stand-up. And there's a long journey to get to the Conan O'Briens, the Jimmy Fallons, the Jay Leno's, the Johnny Carsons. Just today, I watched Chris Rock's first live appearance on TV. It was on the Joan Rivers show. He had a Jerry curl.
He had the big Jerry curl.
He did. He did good. He did good. Now, Chris Rock, man, I have so much respect for him. He was recently on CBS Sunday Morning News with Jane Pauley, and Gayle King interviewed him. And she talked about how when he was bullied as a kid and what his thoughts on that were, and what do you think about your bullies now? And he's, I hope and pray that they've learned their lesson. And then he said these words. He said, how easy would it be for me during one of my specials to start dropping their names? But I don't do that. I just hope and pray that they've learned their lesson. I have so much respect for Chris Rock. Talked about his porn addiction. Honestly, he's one of the funniest comics out there. The man is brilliant. I watched him. That led me to watching 2 of his Academy Award openings, which were just incredible. He's just a very talented man. In that road, Chris, I believe that if someone gave you that opportunity, my friend, you'd be ready for a Netflix special because you're that funny. And I wouldn't say that to you. If I didn't think that you could do it, I'd be telling you, just get out and get your sea legs. But dude, I've booked you plenty of times. I've watched you just destroy audience and give them the opportunity to laugh and give them so much joy with the God-gift talent that he's given you. You could do it, Chris.
If it's just us 5 on this Zoom, I'm ready.
It's almost time for a rap, Mike.
See, now here we are. We're getting into some good stuff, and now we're rapping. Now it's time to go to bed.
This was super educational. I found out so much.
We covered everything tonight.
Shiv, make sure you drop your OnlyFans link in the chat box so we can
get some.
Wait a minute, Shiv. Do you know what OnlyFans is?
I do.
Leave him alone.
All I want to know is, can I call you guys if I'm on the ladder at 3 in the morning near a hospital? You guys come and get me?
I'll come.
I changed my number.
I'll come.
Yeah, text Chris, hey, it's JP. I'm outside the hospital here at Providence. Can you come get me at 3 in the morning? Chris is gonna
Depends on
go,
what
"Whoop."
time it is. Depends on what time it is, and it also depends on what temperature it is outside.
It was cold.
Oh, see, if you call me in July, there's a better chance of me coming. But if it's February cold, must be a bad connection.
Crazy, man. What else can we talk about before we wrap, Mike? Is there anything else? We've covered strippers, prostates, Johnnies. We've covered celebrities that Pat met, Indian food would serve, Alessandra's scarf, all the stuff with Chris. Is there anything else we could touch on before we wrap up?
I'm rocking my second Tampa Bay Buccaneers pullover. It came today. Got it all washed up.
Are you still a Patriot fan?
Yeah, I am. But the reason why I bought the red one that I wore that night when Chris was on, the reason why I bought these was in memory of my mom. My mom loved Tom Brady. My mom's birthday is February 7th. She went home to Jesus about 10 years ago. And on February 7th, Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl ring. So I said, dude, I'm getting this. So I ordered it right away. And then I ordered this one. So now I have two of them.
Nice.
Wow.
And that's where we are, Chris. That's where the show has brought us.
I dig it. Wait, Shiv, go.
Oh, well, I was going to talk about the Bucks, but no, I think this has been very educational too. I've learned a lot.
You can talk about the Bucks. Come on, man, bring it. Tell us about the Bucks.
He's got homework. He's got homework.
And I have homework. And I need to open an OnlyFans, so that's my homework.
To go back to Chris's point, can you imagine as a 14-year-old rolling into Pop Warner football, Jack Brady, son
You were going
of
to say
Tom
rolling
Brady?
into a strip club.
Me
He should
too.
change he's got to change his name.
Yeah.
He's got to change his
Oh
name.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
Go by, he's got to use his first name and his middle name as his full name. So he'll never get a fair shake.
Man, I
Jack
don't care
Brady-
about football. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Alessandra doesn't like football.
Well, here's
The
all
only
you need
balls
to
I'm
know.
concerned about are John's.
Here's all you need to know. Jack Brady could end up being the Pauly Shore of the NFL.
Good. Let's take the baseball. I can remember years ago, when Cecil Field, the Big Daddy, was crushing him for Detroit. There was an article in Sports Illustrated how his 12-year-old son, Prince, would take BP and hit the upper deck. Now, Prince Fielder, I think, would still be playing if he didn't have that unfortunate back injury, because he could play some baseball. He could give the ball a ride. He's a great team player, good leader. He was good with the glove. So you do have some that follow in.
It was in his genes.
Yep.
He had it.
Fernando Tatis Jr. had a great year last year.
What's in my jeans?
Right now in
diaper.
your genes is depends.
A big
Your
ass-
genes
a
now.
big ass prostate.
Hey, in 3 weeks, I just had a delivery from Amazon come today because I don't know how many of these Depends I'm going to need. So I bought about 50 of them, Chris.
Are
I
you
may only
serious?
need 20. I may only need 20. So in
Now,
about
hold-
3 weeks, I'm going to go on eBay with 30 unused Depends. But I
No,
give you guys
no.
the first
Hold
shot
on
at it.
to him. Texas had some adverse weather, and we had a lot of flooded basements and stuff. So don't think Providence can't have some bad weather. Maybe late March. You might need those Depends to sop up some stuff, man. Hold on to him. Bro. Hold on to him.
Crazy, man. We got to
Hold
wrap
on.
it up. We got to
We have
wrap
to
it up.
hold on. We have to celebrate. This is a monumental week. March 5th. I'm beside myself. My favorite film of all time is Coming to America.
Yes.
And on March 5th, the sequel will drop.
Big.
I had
That's
mixed
huge.
emotions. And Eddie Murphy is my all-time favorite entertainer. I have mixed emotions about it because so bad I want it to be good. And I know we all have those things. It's either a movie or a song that you just like, nobody touched this. Nobody touched this. This is perfect. It was like when they tried to modernize the Three Stooges. Remember they did a Three Stooges movie
Oh,
in the
yeah.
80s?
Yeah.
Horrible. You can't. You can't. The Three Stooges are perfect. You're not going to duplicate nothing. I will watch those reruns forever. Coming to America was like that for me. Standalone. It's great. I'm so nervous about this thing, but I'm so excited at the same time. And we were just talking about passing it on genes. Eddie Murphy's daughter is in the film.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And when and nearly every Black comedian that I've ever heard of is in the film as well. But I'm nervous and excited at the same time. I just don't want it to be bad. And I don't want to have to force to like it.
Yeah.
I think that movie is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I watched him and Arsenio do a couple of pre-interviews today, pumping it and whatnot. And I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Oprah, but it was someone big that was interviewing them, and they did not know that Eddie Murphy was doing the characters like the old Jewish man. They did
In the
not know it was.
barbershop.
Yeah, they did
Even
not
I
know
knew that.
it was
Even
him.
I knew that.
It was
Chris.
him. That's a great movie, man. And I think that is going to be fantastic. Matter of fact, when they rolled that out the first time, the studio said, you got to have a white person. You can't have all Black people. So he said, they gave him some names. They gave him like 3 or 5 names. And they asked Arsenio Hall, do you remember who the names were? He said, yeah. So you knew he picked Louis in. Said, yeah, we like Louis. Louis, who are the other names? And he said, I'm not going to say, not going to give them up. But you imagine that the studio told them, you got to have a white person in here. That's just crazy.
Yeah. I just, for me, Eddie Murphy is that guy. I mean, we don't even realize it. Like, Alessandro, I don't know how old you are, maybe 13 or so, but I'm thinking Eddie Murphy literally, and there's not a lot of people in his category, he's entertained generations.
Mhm.
Generations, because I talk to my kids about it, and they know a different Eddie Murphy. Like
I'm
we all
in
know
the Nutty Professor generation.
Exactly. And we all know Saturday Night Live Eddie Murphy, Raw, Buckwheat. And that's a whole other Eddie Murphy. And then we have the Dr. Dolittle people, and there's not a lot of entertainers out who've accomplished what he's accomplished. Like generationally, maybe Dolly Parton.
Would you
And
love
I
to
haven't
meet
heard
Eddie Murphy? Would you love to meet Eddie Murphy?
He's on my list of people to meet.
Chris, he told a story in this interview. I like fell out of this chair. He's 17 years old. He gets into a big club, gets up, does his time, comes off. Rodney Dangerfield approaches him, gives him a hard time. Where are you going to go with that? You're saying this word, that word, filthy language, all this stuff. I don't think you got much of a future. So a couple of years later, he lands Saturday Night Live. Now he's in Vegas at one of the big casino rooms. He says, I'm at the urinal. Right in next to me comes Rodney Dangerfield, looks at me, and Rodney said to me, who knew?
That's a good one. And Pat McCloud, what are you gonna say to wrap it up? Our time is up here.
Shiv, you got homework to do, pal.
The Bandit, thanks for coming on. The Bandit, Pat McCloud. We appreciate you coming on, Pat.
Thanks for having me, John.
You're the man. Sid Patel, what are you gonna say to wrap it up?
If you want, if you really want vegetarian stuff, just hit me up. I've been exploring and researching veganism too, so I'm in a good place.
I actually may hit you up because I have a COVID baby that I'm trying to get rid of. It's been a great pandemic. It's been delicious. It has been delicious.
Crazy. Mike Cronin, what are you going to say to wrap it up, brother?
I'll tell you, man, I am humbled and honored to be on this esteemed panel tonight. We had some spirited conversation. Shiv, it is always such a good time to see that innocent heart of yours. You're such a good kid. Keep that heart of yours pure. Alessandra, let me tell you something. Make sure you tell your dad I said hello.
I will.
Take care of yourself. I'm loving the whole
time.
look with the scarf. Absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite people. I pray that I lift you in prayer a lot, that you get well. Pat McLeod, I always enjoy your stories, dude. I always, always, always do. Chris Tabb, one of my favorite people, good guy. Just, I mean, immense talent. Don't forget, Chris, that Netflix special came. God has equipped you with the gifts to deliver. He absolutely, positively has. John, man, love you. You're one of my best friends. So all you out there watching at home, remember, Jesus loves you. God bless.
Thank you, brother Mike. Alessandro, what are you going to say to wrap it up?
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was really fun meeting everybody, guys. And for the record, I like veggie burgers. It's cool.
Oh my
But
God. Oh my
it was always a
God.
pleasure.
I
It's always a
almost
pleasure.
like
Alessandra, thanks for coming on. We love you. Last word goes
Love
to
you.
the man who's going to have a Netflix special coming up, Chris Tabb. What are you going to say, Chris?
Listen, I always have a good time when I come on these things. So anytime you want me to hang out, John, it's always a pleasure. I've been enjoying the pandemic. I'm sad to see it all starting to slide away, but you know, I feel like every 20 years or so we should have one of these blips just to like correct things and get people out of your life that you really don't like and stuff. And
Crazy.
you know, get out
Amen.
of paying people back. I'm able to wear superhero masks in the street. This has been lovely. I'm enjoying it. But anytime you want me on the Zoom party, man, I'm here. Check me out tomorrow night. I'm going to be well, just follow me on Facebook or something, and I'll send you the link to the party show that I'm going to be at and everything. Schooly-doo.
Chris Tabb, thanks for coming on. We love all you guys. Chris Tabb, Sid Patel, Pat McLeod, Mike Crone, Alessandro Grimmer. Thank you guys and girls for coming on. And I'll see you guys all soon.